Hello. In this short video, we are going to talk about training tracker and see what is it today and what are the future plans. So training tracker was built to streamline the training process for all the new candidates who join the company. So this gives a platform to get the all the inputs from the trainers on day-to-day basis, and most importantly the weekly basis. What How is the candidate progressing, what were the things done the last week, and in the long run it gives the overall picture of how the candidate is progressing. So that's the main idea behind creating TT. So let's take a quick look into the application. Yeah. So this is the main dashboard page which is visible to the trainers and the managers. So these are the list of people in that particular team, and these are the weekly feedback ratings. These are the status of the code review, which shows as red if there were no code reviews conducted in last 2 weeks. And these are the list of, a quick view of the latest feedbacks that were added for that particular trainee. Now we can switch over to any particular trainee and see the detailed profile page. So in the side panel we have these list of skills which are acquired by the candidate, the sessions which were attended, the weekly feedback summary, and the code review feedback summary. These are the list of feedbacks which were added for that particular trainee. And for a particular there are different type of feedbacks which we can add. So comments are usually the day-to-day comments which we can go ahead and add. Skill feedback is used to rate a particular skill which is available for the that particular user. These are the ratings which we can give to that skill. Then assignment and code review are more or less the same. Code review was created more with the intent to review the live projects. So the people who are in the live projects would have a code review, or the people working on small assignments which are the demo projects, so the assignment review would be done. Then we have this weekly feedback, which is for a complete overview for the last week, and clicking on this button shows us the comments which were added last week. So this gives an idea of what was done in the last week to the trainers, so that the feedback given is more based on the actual details which were, and no points are missed out. So let's just go ahead and add a feedback. So good. Okay, so once a feedback is added, we have this add view notes. So this can be treated as a continuation on that particular feedback. So and the trainees can comment on this as well. So any mentors, any trainers, or the trainee or the manager can go ahead and add a comment. So if there is any mismatch between the actual data and the feedback provided, that can be noted down, or any other discussions can be done through this comment section. So yeah. Okay, now this page is also visible to, and this is the page visible to the all the trainers, the managers, and the trainee. So the trainee can see only his or her profile, whereas the trainers can have access to all the profiles in their particular team. This synopsis tab gives a synopsis of all the types of feedbacks which were given, the code review, weekly assignment, and based on the date selection, it will we can draw the plot. Also, we have this filter for the feedback which was provided by whom. So in this notification, the two messages which were added by me just now would appear for that particular user, Jon Snow, once he logs in, and the mentors and the managers for that particular team will also get a notification so that they can view. The all profile page right now is just for navigation, just going through all the the links directing to all the profiles, nothing much in this. The session page is used to record, archive all the sessions which were done. So a person can go ahead and create a session and then select all the attendees who need to attend that particular session. Also, there are features like uploading the session video and session slides. So right now we don't have any session videos or slides we have for this particular record, but not for the any other. But from future, if we add all the videos and slides for all the sessions, so there won't be a requirement of doing that session again and again, and the same session video can be used by the new joinees as well to get trained on that particular technology. Okay, so we have this my profile to edit our personal profile, and only the some of the information can be edited, other are read only. The manage user feature is for the admins to manage their team and create, remove, or add user. Also, once a user, the training process of a user is completed, the active check is turned off, and the user the trainee is out from the training tracker system. So that means the training was completed successfully. Okay, we have these questions where we would be coming back shortly. So the future plans regarding the most important plan which we are working right now is the trainee induction programs. So this would be we would be creating different learning paths, which would be, suppose we have one for HTML or say for Knockout, and that path contains a very researched set of links for each topic or tutorials or videos. So it contains it comes as a package for that particular technology, where a trainee can come and go through all of them and get the basic knowledge about that particular technology. Now a learning path would comprise would contain a set of technologies. So suppose a new a fresher needs to learn HTML, JavaScript, and .NET. So that may be created as a particular learning path, and it might have its own name, so that based on the tech stack, the user can be provided that this is the tech stack that particular user is going to that trainee is going to go through, and that would be automated, and there would be each level would be unlocked once a user clears the previous level. So after completing this whole induction program, which might be of 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, we would get a better idea wherein how much time that particular trainee took to complete that particular program, and how good is that particular trainee on in those areas. Also, there would be assignments associated to them, so that we get the trainee gets a hands-on experience on those technologies, and we get a as trainer we get the insight into how the person is performing. So let me quickly show you the prototype for this. So right now this is just the prototype, and we are working right now to integrate this into the training tracker application. So these are individual learning path map for a particular technology. So suppose a user goes into HTML. So one by one, once he goes through this particular link, he can check this, and I need to log in for this. So this can be checked. So this gives a status of what part of the tutorial or the whole path was completed and how much is it covered. So the main learning path or the bundle would contain a set of all these technologies, and after the completion we'll have a benchmark set that these are the minimum technologies that the particular person knows, and now from there onwards that can be the training can be proceeded. Also for the people who are building the tutorials, they have this edit page when they can go and create all these links they can add. So not necessarily all the theory they have to write, they can just write the description about the link which they are providing, and that would create a combination of all the best resources available online or offline and the links to them. So okay, so the next thing is the weekly survey. Right now for the weekly feedback we have a simple text with the rating, but with that sometimes what happens is we don't get the exact input which the manager needs to see to, or the trainer needs to see to analyze the how the performance was the last week. So instead of having that free text, we are will be creating a set of question in survey format. So all those questions need to be answered. So that would also cover the positive aspects which mostly doesn't get mentioned, and the faults which were there, the punctuality. So this would give a data about the different aspects of that particular trainee in terms of punctuality, in terms of dedication, and many other categories which we have. Also we'll have this a quantifiable data, because with the free text we can't quantify the data, and we don't have anything to measure. With this we'll have all the data, we can create reports, we can create all the statistics which we need. The other thing which we are working right now is on the badges. So a badge would be as simple as if a trainee gets 3 fast reviews in a row, so that would earn him a gold badge or a silver badge. So this is just to have that, I mean, for the trainees to have that motivation to keep going on and doing their best. So this is just to this is an experiment to see if this brings in a healthy competition and keeps them motivated to push themselves further. Okay, so this interview reports is another attempt to collaborate the interview process with the training process. So suppose for a particular candidate, if someone is going to conduct an interview, what they can do is we have this question page. So this question page is will work as a repository for a number of questions, for interview based questions, which will give an idea about the difficulty of the question, and based on the level, the experience level and the difficulty level. So for 0 to 1 year experienced, intermediate question can be a basic question for 2 to 3 year experience. So once we have this data and the questions, we can just during an interview we can refer to these criteria. If that particular candidate is of 2 to 3 year experience, then we can just see what are the basic questions in this Knockout JS. What are the basic questions that we can ask, which is expected? What are the intermediate level questions? What are the really deep code level questions which we have? So right now, this is a work in progress. We are building the questions repository. Once we have this repository, what we can have is for every new interview which takes place, we can have a candidate page where we can feed in data, like what all technologies that were mentioned in the resume, what was the experience level, and then based on that it would provide the interviewer a set of questions with the difficulty level mentioned in there. So once the interviewer asks these questions, then he would be sure that okay, the basic level is clear and then I can move forward. Also that page will have the capability to add new questions on the go, and the notes, and then the feedbacks. And then once the interview is complete, we'll have a complete data of what was asked throughout the interview, and that can be shared in the GPS interview candidate page, from where the other person taking round 2 can quickly go through it and see what all questions were asked, how was the person performing. So that's about the interview process. So once we have this, if this page, if this data is ready, we can work on the creating that candidate page. Okay. Yeah, so these were the points which we are currently working on, and we have near future plans for. But that's not all. Once we collect the data, I mean, in day to day we are collecting lots of data, and then once we have these data as quantifiable data, then we can do a lot of things with those data based on analytics and all. We can get to know the trend. We can streamline the complete training process. We can have complete reflection of knowing what's going on, and what are the obvious traits where people fall, where people are good. So those are the things which are the future plans, and which can be done with this. So I think that's all. Thank you.